boom, boom, aka boom, 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 aka
I just had a quick question. You guys did any of y'all ever study psychology or know anything about psychology or about the human brain in general?
Kim, yes, me, no.
I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but, you know, as a layperson, yeah, I've looked into things like that.
Okay, well, I'm just going to throw out a hypothetical real quick. Okay. Let's see how I can put this. For instance, let's say people that do believe in God or Jesus, let's say they know that they don't exist. But for psychological purposes, for the better of the human being, it helps them in everyday purposes. Let's say they know they're not going to go to heaven. But just for everyday purposes, the rules or the criteria in which the Bible talks about just helps them. And I think that's why a lot of people that are in higher corporate positions, and I mean, you guys seem like you're successful, but I mean, you don't believe in God, and you seem to have good evidence and good arguments about why God doesn't exist, but what does that do good for your brain? Let me finish. This is a show where people are calling in, and so you should listen more than talk.
Well,
anyway,
don't tell us what to do on our own show, but go ahead.
You talk so much, you don't let anybody speak.
I'm letting you finish, but I don't want you to make 4 points.
I just want to finish it off
so that I can't address any of them.
Entire thing that I'm speaking about here, so I don't forget, because y'all like to intimidate, interrogate, and I think that's kind of wrong. But anyway, can I just finish? Let me finish here.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say, you know, people don't believe in God, but they just use it for a psychological advantage. Yeah. Rather than y'all believing that it doesn't exist and trying to debunk people, and obviously you seem very sarcastic, even almost like you're angry, or you everything you say is the guy. I'm talking to the guy on the left here, but you seem very sarcastic, and like that smile right now.
I'm really tired of some of these arguments, sir.
Is that a genuine smile, or is that sarcasm?
Of the three of us, you sound the angriest
I have studied psychology, and what y'all guys are talking about, you have good evidence, but y'all are almost imposing your belief. Because you say you don't believe. You either believe or you don't believe in God. You guys do not believe. That is a complete belief. That is a belief. You guys want to jump around the bush, but you guys do not believe in God, correct?
Okay, can I answer the question that you were asking?
Go ahead.
You were referring to what if somebody absolutely knows that their belief is wrong, but they hold the belief anyway because it provides them some real benefit.
Right, without imposing on others.
I heard you the first time.
Without imposing on others, okay.
You're on hold. I didn't hang up. I'll take you off hold. Just let me finish. I understood it, and I'm addressing it. They believe this because they feel a benefit from it. And your question seems to be, what's so wrong with that? I'm going to answer you anyway. Your claim seems to be, what's so wrong with that?
You broke it, man.
I broke the phone thingy. The reason there's a problem with that, and this came up in a way in a discussion about rehabilitation of prisoners and using religion for that. And the point seems to be, if my goal is to have a better outcome, have something that feels good, if we know for a fact that religion, let's say, is not true, no matter what you're talking about, and believing it anyway yields a positive effect, then it's incumbent upon us to find out what is it in that belief, what power of positive thinking in the mind, what mindset have we put ourselves in that is actually causing the benefit. Because the benefits clearly is not coming from God. We've already accepted at the beginning of your argument that we don't believe. The same benefit can be derived from a number of different positive thinking type. It's changing somebody's mindset. And would you rather feel a benefit from believing something you know to be a lie, or discover how to feel that benefit based on a truth? And I wish I hadn't hung up, but that's kind of the nutshell way of addressing it. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, well, I got to step in my own defense. You know, sir. Yes, I am. I present my case strongly, and I do sometimes wind up talking over other people. That is almost always because the other person won't shut up. And when I get a little heated, it's because the other person won't shut up, or the other person is making an argument I've heard 18 gazillion times already, and it's completely bogus, and if I could just get a word in edgewise, I could explain why it's bogus. Or the other person is repeating something they already said that they'd already backed down from, right? Which is, like, deeply unfair when you have an exchange. So, I'm not going to apologize for trying to do a good job defending my position, and I'm certainly not going to take it from a guy who calls in and starts telling us how we should behave on our show, right? I'm not going to take it from you that you are the judge of what is proper behavior. When you call into our show, we have rules. We try to be fair, but we're not going to be dictated to how to operate our own program. That's ridiculous.
If I cut somebody off, it's one of the most common reasons is that it's unfair for somebody to call in and make 4 shotgun claims, 2 of which are probably the same claim in disguise, and not give anyone the chance to respond to them. So when you asked your first question about believing something you know not to be true just because you feel that it's good, it's fair to let me actually respond to that. And if you wouldn't have hung up when we were done with it, we could go on to another point that you made. It's not, I think anybody who watches the show and is objective about it knows that we're not just sitting here hanging up on people and talking over people. You can call in whenever you want.
If you really want to see that, call one of those Christian shows.
Yeah.
We're more fair to people than they are.
We've been accused many times of letting people go on way, way, way too long.
Like with the lady earlier.
Yeah, because I don't like to put people on hold. I don't like to hang up on people in order to be able to speak. But there are people who will call in and just ramble and ramble and ramble on multiple points, and get your own show. Ask a question, provide a claim, let us respond to it. I'd be more than happy to have only one caller for the entirety of the show, as long as it was a good discussion. As soon as it turns into just blah, blah, blah over and over and over again, it's not worth having.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, let's go on to Faye. How you doing, Faye?
Fine.
Hi, Faye.
I just kind of wanted to share with you something, because I died, and when I, was ushered into hell, they were getting me ready to go into the bowels. They even announced it, and I said, Jesus is my Savior. Boy, I was that back in my body. And this doctor, I remember it took him a long time, but he said, you'll never read, write, or talk. I can't shut up. And I understood languages. I knew what people were going to say before they said it. And then I became a pilot in 20 minutes, and my first flight was IFR.
I'm sorry,
then
can you prove, ma'am,
it's the largest military air force for men to learn to fly.
Excuse me, ma'am?
He said it was a miracle I made it in, because their pilots couldn't do that.
You became a pilot?
Jesus is my Savior.
Excuse me, ma'am.
And
all right,
I took it for granted as a child,
we
because I wasn't even a baby.
We get a word in edgewise. Can we talk, please?
I can't hardly hear you.
Okay, good. I have one question.
Yeah.
Can you prove any of this?
Well, I got doctors with everybody in my family's died and come back.
Can you
my
prove
one brother
any
was
of
an
this?
atheist, and he said, "Hey, Faye, when they told me I'd never move again, I was at the VA for a year.
Okay.
Some old man put his hand on me and said, ask in the name of God."
See, that is exactly what we're talking about. She's going to go on and on and on and on with these wild claims, and when asked if she can prove any of it, she brushes off the request and just goes on making more claims.
And most of it's testimonial claims. Now it's one thing to say that you became a pilot in 20 minutes. That's impressive, and I'd be interested in that, and if you got proof and blah blah blah. But to go on and on with testimonial after testimonial, it's not evidence. Well, it is evidence. It's just not reliable evidence. It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't demonstrate. And if you're just going to ramble and not have a discussion, we'd rather you just didn't go.
I became a brain surgeon in a fortnight.
You are
See how easy that is
stud.
to just say? That is why we ask for evidence. And that's why evidence is important. Because anybody can say anything.
And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you.